Hello, my name is Mason Matthews. I'm a postdoctoral research associate at the Natural Hazard Center at the University of Colorado Boulder. In this video, I'm going to describe how to use the screening widget in the Global Hazards and Disaster Research Center's web map application. The web map was created by the Natural Hazard Center team in partnership with Esri and with the support of the National Science Foundation. So we'll start at the hazards.colorado.edu webpage here. We will go to Resources, and we'll go to the Research Centers tab, and it will take us to the Research Centers map. We'll see the splash widget pop up, which gives us some information about the project and information on how to access the data. Click OK. And we will go up to our widget panel up here, and we will see that the screening widget is next to the info summary widget and the near me widget. So we'll click on that. The screening widget allows you to define an area of interest and view a report of the objects within that area of interest, in this case, research centers. So today we'll look for the Hazards Reduction Recovery Center in College Station, Texas. And we're going to create a buffer, a boundary around that center, and then we'll look for centers that are within that boundary. So in this case, we will start by using this place name option here. We'll click on this down arrow. We'll go to the layer that says Hazards and Disaster Research Centers. And we will start to type in the name, Hazards Reduction. Pops up there. We'll click on that. And in this case, we're going to set our buffer for 100 miles around that center. And you can see here that our indicator pops up to show us where our center is located. We can use this magnifying glass to zoom into that location. And let's go ahead and turn off this UN primary regions layer up here in the layers widget. And we can see we've created our 100-mile boundary. And now we will screen that area to find out what's within that boundary. So we click on Report, and it provides us with information. In this case, it's found 9 centers. We click here, and we get some information about each of the centers. So we can scroll down here and see each of the centers that it's identified within our boundary. And if we want to, we can click on link to each of those centers, and it takes us to their web page, so we can find out a little bit more about each of those centers and go back to the map. And if we want to, we can also print out this list of centers that we've just created, and it should also print a map for us. Sometimes that takes a couple of seconds, but we can see here it's listed all of the 9 centers, and we have institutional affiliation information, and again, the web pages. So it's still working on our map. Let's go ahead and go back to our main map here. So in addition to searching by place name, we also have the option to draw a boundary area. And whenever we want to start a new search, we'll want to hit this start over to kind of clear the widget. And in this case, we can go to the draw button here. And if we want, we can start by just creating a square polygon. Let's say we want to do this area here. We'll click on that, and we still have our buffer set for 10 miles. So it creates the polygon and then puts a buffer around that. And again, we can hit this report button. And in this case, it found 7 centers within that area. So again, we have our list, and we can print our map if we want to. Let's see if we've got our, and here's the map from our first search. So it took a minute to produce that, but there it is. Let's go back here. This is our second search. So that's another option that we have, is to use that polygon feature. Or if we have kind of an irregular area that we want to understand, let's clear this again. We can also draw our own polygon. So we click here, click here, here, click here, here, and there. Now we can double click. And again, we have our polygon. So we can do our report again. In this case, it's found 7 again. And we have our list here. So again, that's kind of a nice option. We could also print this again if we wanted to. And we also have the option, let's clear this, have the option if we wanted to search based on a polyline, kind of a transect approach. Let's say, and there we go. We have our buffer again. We can do our report. In this case, there's 6 centers within that particular area. And another thing that we can do is maybe we've identified some centers and we want to find out some more information about where they are. We can change the base map, zoom into our area, and we can find out the names of the streets that those centers are located on. And if we click on a center, we get some more information. There's the center where we started our search, the Reduction and Recovery Center, which is next to the Institute for Sustainable Communities and other centers here at Texas A&M. So that is how, a couple of ways that we can use this screening widget. There's also the option to search by coordinates if we happen to have a set of latitude and longitudes instead of an address. And then with all of these, we can change our buffer area, the size of our buffer. We can put it in kilometers, feet, meters. So all kinds of nice options for the screening widget. So we hope this tutorial has been useful for you today. Please see our other videos associated with the Global Hazards and Disaster Research Map. Thank you for watching today, and good luck. And once again, we'd like to thank our partners, Esri and the National Science Foundation. We gratefully acknowledge their support in making all of these initiatives possible. Thank you.